Hi guys, this is going to be my first How to Play Saga report. I'm basically going to take you through different sections of how to play the game and what the game's about. For the first section, I'm just going to do a simple build in the Warband. I'm going to do a full battle report showing you step by step what's happening, what's going on, and so you just can see the rules and see what it's like. So the Saga itself is a skirmish game. It covers both the Dark Ages and it's a separate rule set, Crescent and Cross, but they're both completely interplayable. In fact, for my battle report, I'm going to show you the step-by-step of putting together a warband. I'm going to do an Anglo Danish warband. That's a nice one from the Saga set, and I'm going to pit them against the Crusaders. So you get to see both in play. I'll be using the latest rules from the Crusader set. So if some of you have been playing Saga from the other rule set and haven't downloaded what's updated to it, at least then you also get a chance to see what's happening for that as well. So as I say, it's a skirmish 28mm game. It uses what they call a battle board to control your troops. And yeah, I'll just go around starting up a warband. So the average warband is 6 points. The first thing you get for free is your warlord. You can upgrade him to become a hero of the Dark Ages or the equivalent from the Crescent and Cross. I'm not going to cover that here. I'm just going to go through basic warlords. And as you can see, the standard warlords have armor of 5 in combat, 6 from shooting, and have 5 attacks. And also in the game they generate 2 Saga Dice, which becomes very important. And they have multiple special rules. I'll cover these special rules as I play them in the battle report. But basically, just a quick overview, their rules will be including like they can ignore one failed wound, so effectively you need to cause 2 wounds on them to kill them. They can pass on wounds to units within 2 inches except levy. They can also move once for free and also activate another unit for free as well. So for the Anglo Danish, you'd have to start with a guy who gets a heavy weapon. Now basically a heavy weapon does is drops your armor by 1 in combat, but also drops your opponent's armor by 1 in combat. This thing, it does seem like it doesn't really do much of an advantage, but thankfully there are battle board abilities which increase your armor. Also the use of fatigue in the game will also increase your armor, so you can protect yourself even though your armor is low, and you can use that to an advantage by reducing the enemy's armor considerably while still being able to protect your own. As I say, he's still got 5 attacks, which is ideal. His armor drops down to 4, and this guy is your freebie guy. So the next bit's relatively easy. You get 6 points. Now there's 3 different types of troops. You get your Hearthguard, which are your elite troops. You have your Warriors, which are average troops, and then you have your Levy, which tend to be the units that will give you a missile, ranged missile skill ability in the game. As you see here, 1 point will get you 4 Hearthguard models. During the game, you may put your models of the same type in any group between 4 and 12. So when you start the game, you just buy them in the little patches of 4s, the Hearthguard, 8s for Warriors, 12 for Levy, and then you can split and mix and match they have. So the Hearthguard, you have an armor of 5 against shooting and combat, 2 attacks. They have 1 attack each with a ranged attack. This could be javelins, or in the case of some special character upgrades, you might be able to arm them with bows. They also activate with any Saga Dice, so they're really easy to maneuver. I'll show you the Saga Dice at the end. There's basically 3 types of Saga Dice. You have a common type, not so common type, and then effectively the 6, the rare type. But any dice will be used for these guys. And in the battle, they'll also generate, the unit of them will also generate 1 Saga Dice. I've also got pictures there of obviously the guys mounted. Some armies have them mounted, some armies can have, let's say, bows. Foot, as you can see, got Dane axes. My Anglo Danish warband will have Dane axes, so again, the armor will drop to 4s in combat, but also be reducing the enemy armor by 1 as well. Okay, so these are the average Joes. These again cost 1 point, but they give you 8 models. The armor is only 4, so 1 less than the Hearthguard. They only get 1 attack per model, and at range they only get 1 attack per 2. But again, they still generate Saga Dice. So these guys, effectively, for the 1 point, you've got 8 wounds and 8 attacks, same as the Hearthguard, but you have a reduced amount of armor, and they're slightly harder to activate as well. Not much, but they are slightly harder to activate. And finally we have the Levy. Now this gives you the most models per point you can get. But there are downsides to this. These guys are armor 3. Now what's good, even with a missile weapon, they're armor 3. You know, they don't get any worse than that. So these guys tend to be your slingers, your bowmen, whatever you like for that. In combat, as you can see, they've got 1 attack per 3. So in combat, you're only generating, 4 attacks for the 12 wounds. So they can soak up damage, but definitely cannot give damage out in combat. Also, another thing to note, they don't generate any Saga Dice. So these guys won't help you for the command and control purposes of the game itself. And also they are only activated with the most expensive or the rarest types of Saga Dice types, which can get slightly annoying. So you don't want too many units of these, unless of course you've got armies that specialise it. For my Anglo Danish, you'll see what I'm just going to use so you can have a look at it. Okay, so for the 6-point Anglo Danish Warband, this is what I've gone for. You get your free warlord, and he comes with a heavy weapon. Again, lowers his armor, lowers the enemy's armor, so it cancels out, but you have the defensive abilities to raise it. I've then gone for 2 units of Hearthguard, again with heavy weapons. In most games, these guys will be combined together to form one hard-hitting unit. 3 units of warriors. These guys I'm going to split up as and where I need them. I can easily split them up into small units if I want to generate lots of Saga Dice before battle, or if I want to get one big chunky unit, maybe just to hold a flank, and then break down to small units. That's completely optional. I can decide that when the battle comes to it. For now, I've got 3 warriors, which gives me plenty of bodies on the field, and I've also gone for 1 unit of levy, so you can see what shooting's like. And also, levy tend to be used as kind of a throwaway item. There are particular abilities out there that will kill off, cause you to lose a certain amount of models, picking where they're from, and this allows you to remove them from your levy, because again, when they die, you don't lose any Saga Dice for it, or the rest of the units generate Saga Dice. Okay, another thing I should mention is Saga Dice. I've covered them quickly during the the different units and that, and generating of Saga Dice. So you'll only need 8 Saga Dice. Each faction has its own particular type of Saga Dice. A lot of the dice cross into different factions as well. Anglo Danish, Anglo Saxon use the same dice. As you can see, you can get 3 axes, 2 horses, and 1 helm. So the helm's the rare dice. Particular abilities, more powerful ones use 2 of the helms, so they're less likely to be rolled. But I've just done this just so you can see it. I'll talk more about it in the actual battle report itself. Just to let you know, you don't have to use proper Saga Dice. Obviously there's a equivalent on the D6s if you want to do it that way. But it is a lot easier with the Saga Dice, and then, as I say, you only need the 8 Saga Dice for your games anyway. Another nice thing to have is some measuring sticks. Saga have their own measuring sticks, but there's a lot of other ones available. These Perspex ones are really nice. Just do a quick search on the web and you soon find them. Basically, you have 4 different types: long, medium, short, and very short. The long is 12 inches, medium 6 inches, short is 4 inches, very short is 2 inches. And this is just used for the movements and that. So it's very basic, all done off just these measurements. So having a set about. Also in the back of the rulebook, there's a set you can print off as well, but do check them. I think some of the print off sets have not been quite put to exact. I mean, it's only a couple of mil, but if you're bothered by a couple of mil, some of the print offs might need to be adjusted to get the right lengths. And finally, you need your battle board for your faction. Here's the Anglo Danish one. As you can see, there's 2 different types. You've got the grey ones down the left there, and then you have the brown ones there. The grey ones you can use multiple times, the brown ones you can only use once. But again, I'll go more into this as we play the game, just so you can see there, different Saga Dice required to do different things. If you look at the top left, you've got your Huskals. To activate your Huskals, you can use any dice. And then to activate your Chels below, you can use the dice you see there. And then finally your Gibbers. They're only activated using your most expensive dice. So that's the downside with levy. And again, I've mentioned before, they don't generate Saga Dice. So as you see in the actual battle report, how the Saga Dice generation has worked, we'll go from there. Hopefully that's all for the minute. I'm going to do the battle report sometime in the near future. Don't know whether I'm going to try and paint up my Crusaders completely before that, because that'll take a time. If not, they'll be up against some dodgily painted Crusaders. But until then, I'll see you next time. That was. Just to let you know, also some good news, I've managed to get some prizes for my next giveaway. It's 793 subscribers, I believe it was. If you want to find out what's happening with that, just look up my Kelps Call winner for the last one. I mentioned in there what's needed to be done for this one. So far, I've got the Saga rulebook, so it contains all the rules for Saga, 4 initial battle boards as well, and also I've got some Christian dice there and some Viking dice as well.